Hello and welcome. All right, we are back. Got the prospector over here, and we are at the hydrogen outpost. You can see the solar panel currently pointing towards where the sun set, but you can see hints of the sun on the horizon, so hopefully it will return soon. We do still have wind power going, and of course, we've got the stack of batteries in there. Now, over here, if I slowly fall. But all I did off screen so far is I went through and I put up some railings along the sides here. I could also see going through and just like cladding the side with steel plate just to kind of like hide what's going on with the inset lights and maybe doing something with this. But for right now, at least I'm just planning on leaving that. Now, the next thing that I wanted to do here is I need to come from here and somehow get down. The question is, what is there anything else that I can do that's kind of interesting at the same time? Now, the only thing that I really want here is I do want to have another one of those big 5x3 panels right up front somehow, so that way you can still go ahead and see, this is where you landed. But beyond that, I have no specific plans. However, my cats have plans of knocking my keyboard off my desk as they stretch, and/or hitting the escape key, or hopefully I'm not hitting Alt when they hit F4 at the same time. Anyways, um, they are very determined to be cute and destructive. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and start with is I'm going to place a block there, and then I'm going to come on over here to my doors. Let's grab a sliding hatch door. Now, the reason I'm placing a block there is because it wants to attach the door wherever you have that. It won't attach to the bottom part, so I need to have that block there, so that way I can go ahead and do this. Now I can get rid of that. Then, let's go ahead and slap some blocks down on the side. Okay, so we come on down. We are going to come on through this door. Let's see here. If I want to come up, you go ahead and grab the text panel. Oh, looks like that one's going to land somewhat close. So I kind of want to stick this right here. Let me grab an interior plate. Okay. Now that that's there, can I go ahead and take this off? Yes. Okay. So we will have the big text panel as you come in. There'll be a door right here. Um, what is next? Uh, let's just go ahead and weld this up really quick, see if any inspiration strikes. And just weld up that door as well. Alright, so the door's there. Now let's go ahead and just grab what we need for that LCD panel, which is going to be a lot. Alright, let's go ahead and grab what we need. Alright, so we have our nice big panel. It says that we have arrived here. Now I want to go ahead you know what? Let's be a little silly. Let's lap some. No, not this gate. These gates. Oh. There. Alright, so we slap a pair of gates down. So you've got the main entranceway here. You've got some gates here. Maybe we can, like, slip some little rovers through. How rovers get up there, I don't know, but, you know, we can figure that out later. Or maybe instead of rovers coming through here, it'd be the idea of, like, we would have a ship that can come in and land that has some little cargo rovers to move goods in and out. That does seem fun. Now I have to build those. Dang it. I knew there was a problem with my idea. Alright, let's just go ahead and weld these up really quick. Oh, come on. Thank you. Alright. So we've got a pair of gates. We've got a door. So what is going to happen then? We come on through here. And now, once we're through, three, four, we can kind of have like a little raised walkway down the center. Okay, let's go ahead and grab some more steel plate. Then for these gates, think me do this that way I stop messing things up. I think if I do this, ah! Okay, fine. Then I can come on down here. There we go. So we can kind of have like this little downsloped area here. And, ooh, this would be like a perfect spot for... one second here. If I were to come back to my gates, and I put a gate here, And then I just come on down here and slap some blocks down. Deal with the rest of that in a little bit. Alright, so the idea would be that you could have a little flyer, and the flyer can come into the gate here, and then we've got this kind of like raised area, so I can put like an inset connector in, say right here. I've got the little inset connector in there, so you can fly something in, it can land here. This is a neat idea, but I think I need to push the gate out further and the inset connector out further. 2, 3. And then if I put the inset connector here, alright, alright, we're getting somewhere. So we've got this little sloped area here, an inset connector here, and then I can go ahead and put another gate right next to it. Okay, so we've got, like, say, 2 big bay doors here that ships can fly in and dock here. And then we've got this again. And then at this point, we can kind of wrap it up with some sort of stairs that go down over here. Repeat this on this side. Um, hmm. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So you've got this big area here. You've got these little ramps down to landing pads. Okay, I'm liking it. And then we'll just go ahead and kind of finish up the top of this to be a giant hangar. Alright. And then we keep pushing this down to here. And then, let's see here. Can I put another layer underneath? Ooh. So, effectively, a double hangar. Huh. If I do another layer of blocks first. And then ooh, perfect. So I'm right at the right level here, and I can have a nice big hangar that would fit, say, like 8 small flying craft. All right, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. And I could still just run the conveying through here. Over here, go ahead and put some sort of stairwell thing to allow me to get up and down between the levels. And then once the hangar is closed off, we can go ahead and look at so like down there will be kind of like a mining pad. That's going to be the control room for the stuff that's going across the lake. Up here could be like the little office area. Stick residential off on a side. All right. Let me finish sketching things in and see what it all looks like. Be back in just a minute. Alrighty, so I've done a bunch of welding up. Can kind of get an idea of what I'm thinking about here. So when we come on down, you've got your big entry sign, you've got the main door, you've got these little loading doors which you could go ahead and put some little rovers through. The idea is probably not going to work out as well as I thought it was, but you know, I tried. Got little landing pads here. This is just the little armor panels. Go ahead and put like hazard on strips on that or something like that. Still plenty of space up here to go ahead and like stick some lights on, etc. And then we will have to do something on this wall. Obviously this side's not done. And then coming down, exact same thing right here. We're going to have this little ramp up, and there's gonna be, this is basically the strip. And I think what we'll do is we will push the conveyor tube on down all the way. And then somewhere around here, we will have the conveying. Actually, no. We can have the conveyor tube run here to convey up these sides. And just do like a four-way conveyor there. And then right over here, I can go ahead. Let's see here. Before I go too much further. Just grab a bunch of conveyor tube. And here I can go ahead and T-pipe this. And then down here, 1, 2, 3. You know, just to be safe, we will T-pipe it here too. And then need to go ahead and stick a conveyor junction here, a conveyor junction here, conveyor junction here, here, and here. And then here I can get away with just a T. And a junction there. Important thing to keep in mind is that if you have this type of conveyance at like a wall break, you will lose air tightness. And while that does not really matter, especially for something like this, I do like to try and keep that in mind as I build. And one sec. Ah, come on. Let me through. Let me through. All right. And what I can do here is I can just weld up just enough, and then I will actually be able to have access from right here. Oh yeah. That's what we're talking about. Except for that, you know, conveyors take up a lot of space. Anyways, so yeah, I think this is the general concept that I'm going to go for. And basically just go ahead and get basically 8 big holds for bringing in some little flyers. And that will be what I have right off that. Of course, right now I've got everything in my just standard green. I do need to go ahead and swap that out for something different. And then put a side up here and figure out how exactly I'm going to have like stairs or no stairs. Definitely not a ladder, but get up and down from here. And then the end goal is that basically a little cap off, basically right there. So just go ahead and slap this on really quick to make it really, really obvious where I'm capping off. And might do some shaping or something like that in this corner, but there we go. So this is where this building is going to end. And then I will basically walk out here, have a stairwell right here, and then right over here is kind of like the office/control area. Alrighty, so the sun is going down. I am somehow running out of steel plates again. Apparently, I need to carry more than 20,000 steel plates at a time. Yeah, moving on from that. And yeah, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and finish out on building this off recording, and then call the episode here. So yeah, I will show you what I ended up doing with this whole thing at the start of the next episode. And meanwhile, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.